Good afternoon and welcome to this week's project. In this week's project it's a bit more casting. I know there's been a lot of casting lately, but there's a lot of things that I've been wanting to do. So in this week's project I am going to be casting some ring boxes. These are the ring boxes that I use to put in with everybody that buys a ring. It comes in just a scrap wooden box. I wanted to make some castings of around this size, which is roughly about 2 by 2 inches, and they'll go on the craft fairs at the end of the year as just a separate item altogether. They'll be just sold as a small box. So anyway, without delaying too much, I'm going to change the camera angle here, get you down onto the table where I'm working, and then I'll discuss what I'm going to cast in. Thanks for watching. Okay, so here's everything that I need here. First casting is wooden beads. Second casting I'm going to do is bits of pencil. Third casting I'm going to do is plastic dice. And the last one I'm going to do is, these were rings that were made and didn't turn out very well. So I've just been throwing them in a box, and I just basically sanded these down a little bit to make sure there wasn't any residue from anything on them. So that's the 4 castings. I've got these little plastic pots. I think ice cream came in them. I was given them by somebody for the reasons of casting. Now these are not quite the size I need. They're over 2 inches broad, but they're just under the 2 inches in depth. So what I've actually done here is I've just put a little bit of, it's just masking tape, put a bit of masking tape around the inside, and then put a bit of masking tape around the outside, and try to seal the edges and hope that resin won't come out. On this one I've marked the 2-inch line, which is really just above the rim, so because it's not too much, I'm hoping it'll hold in quite good. Now the resin I'm using is aluminium clear. I'm basically just using this because I need to get rid of it, because they have a very small shelf life, unlike the other resins that I use. So I'm doing the castings really to get those used. Right, what I'm going to do is get everything into the pots, so that I can roughly see how much of everything I've got. Okay, so that's the 4 moulds filled now. Okay, let's go. We'll start at the rings down here. Trying to coat that top ring so they've got a coating of resin on them. Now I don't actually have enough resin to do the very last one, but it would be exactly the same as this. So I'm going to put these into the pressure pot, and I will then do that other one later on today, and we'll show you them for the next stage. meanwhile we'll get these ones in the pressure pot. So I won't show you the pouring of that one because you don't really need to see the pouring of that one. I'm going to get these into the pressure pot now. I have about 3 minutes to get the pressure up. So yeah, we'll come back when all 4 of them are cast. Okay, welcome back. So it's been a few days later since I cast those blanks, and I've demoulded them ready and took the tape back off them because otherwise I would just be showing you bits and pieces, and I'm trying to not show you stuff you don't need to see. So this is the pencil one. Now you can see where I've taken the tape and that off. I've got marks and that on there. I'm hoping to keep the top as it is. I will have to drill out and put a dowel in there for the lid of the box. I'm going to go through, I'm going to show you everything on this one, but that's the pencil one. This is the dice one, which I really liked, came out really well. This is the rings one. Now, even though I did sand some of these rings, it was the Alumilite clear that I used. It's not my resin of preference, and really for a beginner I would say definitely stay away from that resin because there's so many issues with it, and living in the UK it's always damp here and you don't want any dampness. So you can see there is some like whiteness on some of the rings. Not bothered, they've come out quite well. That's the top of it there. I think it'll be quite neat looking once it's done. And then the beads, there's quite a big gap at the bottom of the beads one. And it looked like maybe the Alumilite maybe tried to react with some of them, and some of them have come out a little bit white, but it could be whatever paint was on them. But like I say, I'm not worried about anything like that. I've got the blanks where I want them to be, which is to this stage. So what I'm going to do next, it's going to be a 2-parter. I'm going to come back for the next part, and a lot of people have spoke about wanting me to see me do more of the work, so I'm going to be showing you more of that on how I do it, and showing me using the tools a little bit more. So I'm going to leave these just as they are, and we're going to come back for part 2 where we'll make these